Hey there viewers, my name's Torinski and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday in the new year. As it were, where we last left off, we'd finally gotten started on Mummy. Unfortunately, after a pretty solid run on Ryan Gosling, didn't manage to do quite as well on good old Christopher Walken, but hopefully, I won't go as far as to say new year, new me. I'm guessing it's gonna be new year pretty much same old, getting myself killed in stupid ways. But I'm definitely excited to jump into it and see how we do today on what is currently the final species in the series. So without further ado, let's get ready to hop right into it, shall we? Also, hello Brain, how's it going? I hope you had a wonderful new year. Always glad to see you around. And let's do this. How do we wish to start off? I'm tempted to go with the Conjurer start here. Get a nice selection of base spells. Fulminant Prism definitely punches above its weight class. IMB keeps us relatively safe. And then we'll just have to see what kind of spells we come across in our travels. So let's just jump into it, shall we? Get ready for a bit of a warm-up. And, right. Need a name. Let's go with Chance the Rapper, shall we? Perfect. Ooh. A magic helmet right away, but of course before we run over and pick that up, let us get everything sorted out here, get everything settled with the usual routine. Happy that I haven't quite managed to forget all of the hotkeys in my short time off here. Lots of Christophers to name it after. That's true. We can keep the Cryptopher name going this time pretty easily. Thanks for the help, because I was definitely out of ideas after this one. Absolutely nothing. And of course, to finish off our prep, we'll do a quick dump of our morgue file so we can pop in here and grab the seed, just in case any of you lovely folk want to play along at home, see how you fare in the dungeon. So let's plop that bad boy up, get rid of that old seed, and okay, nothing to do but get to it here. That extra 2 AC early on should help us out a great deal. And the Pharaoh helmet on the tile definitely is a fitting bit of equipment for us here. And let's do it, shall we? Nice to start off with a bat. Really, give us time to get our feet under ourselves here. Perfect. And a Ring of Slain could help out. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that we don't have to rely on it anytime soon. Can keep to our magic for the time being here. That's all good. Right, now that I'm done with Cult of the Lamb, I should really get rid of the extension now, but kind of appreciate. Thanks for contributing to the Cult's Totem. Great. And okie dokie. Definitely a pretty solid start for us overall here. We are experience level 2, so I probably should learn Searing Ray, get some good damage down if we do start to see a few more friends coming into play here, like so. Fantastic. Ooh, not so fantastic. We'll occasionally get hits of opportunity coming our way, but I'm not too worried with just the kobold. Just get lucky, forehead. It's that easy. Oh gosh, hello my cockroach pal. With you, we'll keep running away until we have no choice but to fight. They are faster than us. There we go. Turns out would have been okay, but happy to not risk it early on here. And fantastic. Haven't had too much playtime in the game recently here. While on my break, I did bring my laptop with me to visit my family up north, so I did have some ziggurat diving on a demon spawn going on, but definitely not practicing any of the skills that will actually help us off in the very beginning of the run here, while we're still trying to get our feet under us and figure it all out. We're just about at level 3, where everything kind of opens up to us, rather. We will need to do a bit more skill training before we have access to either IMB or Fulminant Prism. Hey UF, how's it going? Happy New Year. But there we have it. Fantastic. And which direction do we wish to go today? Oh, I also didn't realize that we picked up a summoning spellbook along the way. That's kind of interesting. Canine Familiar does really well early on in the dungeon here. It would require us to change gears a bit, so maybe they'll wait until after we get either Fulminant Prism or IMB up. Also, my brain was broken. I said level 3 for these. Of course, we can see right here it's level 4, but hey, that just means we have a bit more time to get either translocations or hexes up. And let's start with, if we take a peek here, I mean, hexes is at least a slightly better aptitude, so maybe that's the right path to take early on here. We'll train it up to 3, see where that leaves us when we do eventually hit level 4. And otherwise, we'll just keep on keeping on. Just picking up books on this stream, such a plot twist. Again, maybe a new year, but I'm still behind the wheel here and I still don't pay attention to what we're doing. But maybe, just maybe, we can start the new year off right with a nice early victory, at least that's the hope. And I will buy an ID scroll right off the bat so that we have those identified first and foremost. And it's relatively cheap to do so. I'm tempted to do the same with teleportation. It's most of our early game money here, but we don't have much of a use for it yet, so that should be just fine. And right, we don't have to worry about potions, so that opens up our possibilities a little bit earlier here. Look at that, we're D2 and already have stuff ID'd. Maybe I have changed. But that is just fantastic. Searing Ray, of course, against the Adder. Try and take that buddy out. I mean, it's not like we have to worry about poison, fortunately, but still can be a real pain in the rear here. And with that, we'll just keep on going. Oh, do I bother to face off against an orc early on? I guess we should really be fine, all things considered. And Ajib, actually, what wand do you have? A wand of roots and +4 ringmail of cold resistance. Holy moly, you son of a gun. Let's go one more turn and see how we fare. I'm not feeling that confident, so before we get rooted, we'll just get the heck out of Dodge, head over to a safe stairwell, and we can kind of reset on this floor and maybe get ourselves in a slightly better place for the next time we come around to that son of a gun. But we'll see how it all goes down. Or it could always be accompanied by an orc priest. Right, I was definitely crossing my fingers and hoping that wasn't the case, and it happened to work out for us this time, but always good to keep that in mind for sure. And there we go, level 4 has been hit, and Fulminant Prism is slowly but surely coming down. It's still going to be a wee bit, those aptitudes are a bit on the rough side with Mummy, of course, so everything's going to be just a little bit slower to get online than we would normally like to see, but it should be all good in the long run here. Hello, Nem. Do I want to try it out? Oh, well, there we go. Some roots already coming in here. I was trying to break the constriction. There we go. Fantastic. Now, Jib, please don't cut any corners. We've used up all the charges on a Jib's wand here, so we should be in an okay place. I guess we could potentially try to use this dispersal trap to our advantage, by which I mainly mean if we pop around the corner here. Guess we're a little close. I could do one more step, and the idea is now I could fight, and if things go poorly, I take that step down to the right and should probably get my gap back. So let's try it out, shall we? We'll go Searing Ray. Immediately doesn't go ideally. Excuse me. And still not great, so I think I will step into it, and fantastic. Worked just like we drew it up, and now we can head right back over. Yes, we could potentially head for this stairwell we came down earlier, and then swap on over back this direction. That seems like a decent play, except that I don't know how corners work, and Jib is a little bit smarter than I am, unfortunately. Jeez Louise. Well, do I try one more time here, or do we just re-teleport? Let's re-teleport early and get the heck out of Dodge, shall we? Oh, that's quite the Chamber of New Friends. The much lesser known Harry Potter book. Okie dokes. Well, we should be able to manage killing most of them. The big question is running out of magic while we attempt to do so. Oh, miscast Searing Ray. That's not ideal. What is the chance of that happening? Oh, still 3%, so that's huge. We could go hard with the cards. Colgate, I'm tempted for the time being to keep to my usual routines here. So I think we're gonna hold off for the time being and look for one of the classics, Vehement or Sif. Okay, that's a way better start on this fight, so I think we will try to face you for real this time. Fantastic. And +4 Ringmail of Cold Resistance. It will tank our cast rates for the time being, but that's definitely something we can look forward to swapping into at some stage in our journey. So I will gladly take that. And it's time for another check on Fulminant. It's starting to come down, so I'll learn it at the very least, so we have that as an option in the future. And then let's try and get some more experience. Nope. Natasha, we won't bug you. Happy New Year's. Real magic was inside you all along. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm believing deep down inside. We'll figure it out before the end of things here. But fantastic. We can leave Natasha, resting nicely here. Don't have to bother them with any of the troubles of the dungeon. And that should be just lovely. Let's definitely check out this scarf. A scarf of resistance right off the bat here is absolutely huge. If I could figure out my hotkeys, there we go. That is wonderful. I also guess I already picked up some leather, so we can drop that to the ground for now. But that gets rid of our vulnerability to fire, as well as making us exceptionally resistant to cold, so can definitely feel pretty solid about that early on here. And let's try to transition this relatively lucky early game into some good stuff, shall we? As we finish off the rest of our D3. Scattered all the monsters from that glass vault to the different corners of the world here, but we eventually stumble across all of them in our journeys, and that is fantastic. Down to 36%. Down in Duvessa, hey? Maybe we'll leave those kids alone for the time being here. We'll eventually have to come back, but I guess to that end, let's do some blocking on this son of a gun, just so we don't accidentally explore our way that direction anytime soon. And otherwise, we will just keep on moving on. In fact, now that I've confirmed there are tiles this way, the game will let me drop another exclusion a little bit further over. Gosh darn it. Duvessa's generally not the one that we want to kill first, so I think we will just get the heck out of Dodge once more. We have yet another stairwell unexplored for the time being, so we can head over that way and hope that things are looking a little more manageable. Ooh, an armor shop is quite lovely. We'll take a peek at your wares. The +3 Robes of the Clouds is quite fun. Little expensive for my blood, but we could get there relatively quickly. Same with the Robe of Resistance could be huge. A See Invisible Troll Leather Armor. I mean, I was very happy to see Artifact Troll Leather. See Invisible alone probably not exactly worth the work here. And, let's try and remember. What do you do exactly? Whips the air around it into a furious storm as it ripples and swirls, so I'm guessing we'll be making a lot of noise, but only above nearby enemies. So that's not too bad, and immunity to clouds can be a pretty huge deal early on, so we'll keep an eye on that as a pretty solid option for us in the future. Any priests? Any priests with you, kids? Doesn't look like it so far. Keep bringing them to us just a couple at a time here. And of course, ring around the rosy just to get back our missing MP until we have enough to be fairly comfortable dealing with our orky buds. And that is fantastic. Let's intentionally head right back over this way. We're, again, trying to avoid the twins for as long as I possibly can here. I'd like to come back and deal with them when we're just a bit stronger, at the very least with something like Fulminant Prism under our belt. Ooh, or a Wand of Roots could also be quite lovely. And, okay, still no priest, but there is a wizard with this batch, and if we get out of sight, maybe the wizard will take a turn for another direction here. And what have we got? A +0 Vorpal Trident. A little slow to use, but we'll swap over to it for now. It's not like we have much else to go with at the moment. And again, we will say nay to Duvessa. And in fact, maybe we head right back down, not this stairwell, but this son of a gun right here. Oh, never mind, that is that stairwell. My bad, game. And do we skip the rest of the floor? I think I just might. Hopefully, everything is still relatively manageable down here. We can get stuff sorted. Ice Beast is a bit rough, but we also have a lot of cold protection at our side for the moment here, so we could probably take you, my friend. 27 health. Would be nice to have that fulminant prism. So even though I'm feeling actually okay at the very least at dealing with that son of a gun, I think we will leave them for the time being. Also, short sword of protection, that I will gladly hold on to for now. Perfect, and we'll come back to the Ice Beast when we have that fulminant prism up and running. That should help us out a pretty huge amount. There we go, first orc band that has the priest hanging out with them. Let's head over to a nice choke point here and then get blasting. Not sure, I thought the priest saw me. There you are, my friend. So let us just try to nuke you from afar. Fantastic. Even hitting level 6, wonderful. And we hear the very distant avalanche of sand. So maybe it's up in this corner somewhere. Walking a little close to unexplored territory here, which is never an ideal scenario to find yourself in when running away from enemies, but I think we might be able to get this sorted out. We'll pop around the corner, and again, just restore as much of that as we can, and instead of heading down this way, let us intentionally try to go as far as we can from where we last saw those messages. I do really want Economical Temple. That's probably worth potentially missing out on Ossuary. Ossuary might be pretty tough depending on what kind of enemies we see. I mean, at least we're not an Ice Elementalist this time, so we should be a little better off. And unfortunately, we don't have the magical wizards that I was hoping for. Or Gozag. Gozag I also would have been more than happy with, seeing as how that gives us access to potions. Do I settle for anyone here? I mean, like, Ash is always pretty solid. I don't think I'll go Quaslal, because I don't exactly want to deal with that level of attention being drawn upon me. Our blasting casting will already do that in spades. The risk of seeing the same thing that happened last time here. Let us head back in for the time being. We'll see if this floor has a few altars spread throughout it, since that Economical Temple definitely seemed a little light on the number of altars. And we can instead head this way, and there we go. We see the message very nearby, so we chose the right direction this time. And let's just do a quick rotation. Oh, never mind, there you are. Fantastic. And with that, we should be ready to hop into this bad boy. We'll throw on the See Invisible. I mean, we don't have anything else for the time being. Fulminant Prism is still a little bit off, but I'm hoping that we can deal with everything the Ossuary has to throw at us here, and things should be a-okay. Ooh, hello there, my friends. Definitely pop back, and let's sear you with a ray. Fantastic. Okie dokes, not too shabby, all things considered. And again, we can just kind of slowly but surely gain the attention of our peers here, and hopefully be able to take them out. Jeez, you are a bit of a tough son of a gun, but there we go. Even the elf zombie eventually going down. Fantastic. And human zombie as well. Not too shabby. Not a heck of a lot to talk about so far here. I'd like to loop around, potentially head back towards the portal in case things go horribly wrong here. Definitely want to be a little bit on our toes. there we go. We'll be blasting at least 2 of these sons of guns at once, so that is okay. Oh, unless that happens, that is less than ideal, but fantastic. Then just a null zombie should be able to take down with just their short sword of protection. We get a bunch of gold for our troubles, which does mean we could potentially head back for that armor shop. Maybe get the Robe of Clouds, try it on for size, see how it goes. Hey boss level, how's it going? Do I go for Kiku? Not generally, no, not a big Kiku fan. Generally, or usually rather, I'll only go for Kiku when I'm doing like a full thematic run, so like Necromancers, just to keep everything on brand in the right vein there. Come on, let's see me some Gozag? Maybe? Just maybe? Heck yeah, bud. Okie dokes. Well, with that out of the way, we can definitely kneel down here. We did just gain that influx of cash, which means our service fee is a little more expensive than it otherwise might. But I don't mind whatsoever, because now we'll be gaining money pretty quick, so we should be able to afford that Robe of Clouds relatively soon. The point of contention with that now being that maybe we want to save up to have Potion Petition available to us instead. There's definitely an argument to be made. Oh my gosh, we have 3 scrolls of blinking. Must be my lucky day here. And fantastic. Fulminate Prism is at 20%, so maybe, just maybe, I head on over this way. And let us try this out, shall we? How close can I get? Still a couple squares off. Let's try that again. And please don't fail. Just wonderful. And we should definitely be able to kill you with all that firepower. Wonderful. That's a decent amount of experience under our belt while we're at it. And you definitely love to see it. Do want to pick up this gold. How am I feeling against you, my iguana friend? I mean, 16 health isn't too much to deal with here. We can even try and drop Fulminate Prism now that we see our ice beast friend coming along for the ride. Fantastic. Ooh, it did not deal that much damage to you this time, my friend. With that in mind, let's try and plop one of these bad boys down once more. That's better. Still not great, but definitely better. Ooh, do I risk getting into this fight? Risk that 19% failure, or just go for Searing Ray and hope for some good hits, and I think I'll go with the latter here. Still not exactly ideal, but wonderful. We managed to get through in one piece, at least for the moment here, and we're back up to a decent sum of cash. Oops, not a dump, but instead let's check this out. Can I safely get here? Oh, turns out the answer is yes. I was worried we were going to run into Devesa on the trip, but that is wonderful. Let's buy this son of a gun, and we can give that a good old shot here. Nope, nope. You saw nothing, Devesa. Just keep walking. Oh, that one was still asleep? Okie dokes. We managed to get out of there without dealing with those two yet again here, so that's wonderful. Ooh, a bit of a catch in my throat. I guess that's generally why the old drink is here. But okay. We've got a decent start going for us. Very happy with that. I think I will turn hexes on for a bit longer here, just to bring up that that average across all of the relevant spell schools. Nothing scarier than an early rampaging black bear, but we managed to get through in one piece yet again. And not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. We can keep on moving. Even more butterfly scrolls and so many shops so far, which bodes very well for us as a follower of Gozag. In fact, I'm just going to mark a bunch of this stuff as almost definitely will come back here. Mummy's one of the better races to go for Kiku due to free necro enhancers. Or enchanters. Yeah, they got the enhancement at... Oh, I forget what the levels are now, because it used to be like 13 and 21 or something like that. Now it's... Is it 7 and 13? I probably already saw one pop up and just wasn't paying attention. Once again here, shocker. But not too worried about it for the moment. 6 Curari darts? What the heck are with these consumable stacks? Not that I'm complaining, DCSS. If you could just keep that up, I am very much a happy camper. But definitely not exactly what I've come to expect from the dungeon. And you, my friend, we can lead through a veritable minefield. If you'll just keep coming right this way. We are making a lot of noise, of course, which is always the risky run with the Fulton Prism, but we do feel more experienced, so we managed to take that son of a gun out. And now we can just make our way to a slightly safer environment, somewhere that we've mostly explored, so that the noise isn't as much of an issue. That is beautiful. It's 3 and 13. Oh wow, you get it very early nowadays. It's super interesting. But yeah, in my limited experience with necromancy, even with the changes, which I do think are an improvement overall, I'm still not a huge fan. But maybe I'll have to give it a go on one of the other characters here. I mean, we are playing Mummy. I feel like I might have even promised at one point in the past that we would give it another shot. So if this run doesn't make it, which, to be honest, you know, is not even a concern. We're definitely just going to win first try on our return to the game here. But, you know, on that slight slim chance that I misclick a button or something, then we'll definitely have to at least think about giving that a shot. Condenser Vein, File Floods, all in one shop here. Holy moly, we could even get Mind Burst. You know what? No, let's save that for now. I do want to think about coming back for it, but the current plan at the moment here is to gain enough money that we can use Potion Petition, and then we have that as a nice little backup for if and when things go horribly wrong. Seeing as how that is one of the biggest advantages of running, oh my gosh, a Staff of Conjurations. Sorry, but of running Gozeg with a Mummy is that it nullifies one of the major disadvantages of the species. So we'll just have to see how all of that works out. Steam Dragon, a little bit scary for sure, but what we can do is a bit of sneakiness like this, and in fact, can immediately plop down another, and then just dodge out of range here as much as we possibly can. That should at least kill them. Wonderful. Oh, me oh my. Let's just circle around you, my friend. Holy moly. So that's less than ideal. I think that's fair to say. And you, my friend, this is probably close enough to be worth starting the encounter. We can at least step in immediately. Oh, and hello. There we go, our two-headed friend also coming this way. If we had more magic and more space, I would at least consider starting that encounter. In general here, if we can get off a few Fulton Prisms while just kind of keeping just out of reach of that son of a gun, we should actually be able to potentially do some fancy work here. So we'll give it a shot. Again, plop you down. Not ideal to have them exploding in advance, so let's try to avoid that as much as possible. And come on, just a little bit more. Oh me oh my. Very, very close. So we'll keep you in range there. Fantastic. That's a huge amount of experience for us early on here. Oh right, Ash also sells out with Clarity. I do always forget about Clarity on Ash, because that's a huge deal on mummies, of course. So maybe we should have taken that early Ash when we had the opportunity, but here we are, and I think we'll be able to figure it out here as we get another blast to kill off that lovely Steam Dragon. Oh my lord, another one. Getting to see a bit of a theme so far in the dungeon. Let's see, you're probably down in this corner, right? So we can plop a couple of these bad boys down once again, kind of in advance, and that went much smoother against you.